Every week, you walk into a grocery store to buy a few things. And almost every week, you walk out having spent more than you meant to, carrying items you never planned to buy. That's not you being weak. That's the building working exactly as designed. Because a grocery store is not a place where food is stored. It's a machine engineered down to the shelf inch to separate you from as much money as possible, and to make you feel good while it does it. Every turn you take, every product at your eye level, the music, the smell, the lighting, even where they hide the milk, none of it is random. All of it is aimed at your brain. And once you see the blueprint, you can't unsee it. Let's walk in the front door, because the manipulation starts before you've grabbed a cart. The first thing that hits you is the fresh stuff. Produce. Flowers. Bright colors, green leaves, the smell of fruit. Almost every grocery store puts this right at the entrance, and it's a deliberate psychological move. Those bright colors and fresh scents lift your mood and signal. This place is fresh and healthy. Feeling good and relaxed makes you spend more freely. Psychologists call this priming. One pleasant experience quietly shaping the decisions you make minutes later. They're putting you in a good mood on purpose, because a happy shopper is a generous shopper. And near that entrance, you'll almost always smell one thing. Bread. The bakery. That warm, fresh-baked smell isn't an accident either. It's positioned up front to trigger hunger. And a hungry shopper buys more. Every craving they can switch on is another thing in your cart. Then comes the single most famous trick of all. The milk. Think about it. Milk, eggs, bread, the things almost everyone comes to buy are almost always shoved to the very back of the store in the far corner. That is completely intentional. These are your guaranteed purchases, the reasons you came. So they place them as far from the door as physically possible, which forces you to walk through the entire store to reach them. Retailers even have a name for it, a planned detour. On that long walk to grab a $2 carton of milk, you pass hundreds of tempting products you never intended to see. And a few of them end up in your cart every single time. They're not selling you milk. They're selling you the walk to the milk. Now look at the shelves themselves, because this is where it gets scientific. Grocery stores know, from eye-tracking studies, exactly where your gaze naturally falls, roughly between your chest and your eye level. They call this the grab zone. And the products placed there are not the cheapest or the best value. They are the most profitable. Big brands pay enormous amounts of money, sometimes half their marketing budget, for that eye-level shelf space, because they know that's what you'll reach for without thinking. The cheaper, better value options? Shoved down by your feet or up high where you have to hunt for them. The height of a product on the shelf is a direct measure of how much they want you to buy it. And it gets more targeted. Ever notice the sugary cereals and the colorful candy are always lower down? That's not by chance. Those are placed at a child's eye level. So your kid sees them, wants them, and does your store's marketing for them from the seat of the cart. Then there are the end caps, those displays at the end of each aisle, stacked with product and a big bright sign. Your brain reads that placement as special deal. But often it isn't a deal at all. It's just a high-margin item put somewhere prominent, dressed up to feel like a bargain. The display is the discount even when the price isn't. And all of this happens in a very particular environment. Look up in a grocery store, you'll rarely find a clock or a window, just like a casino. No sense of time passing, no sunlight, no reminder of the world outside. The longer you stay, the more you buy, so they remove every cue that might tell you it's time to leave. Listen, too. That music is almost always slow. Slow music makes you walk slower, linger longer, and spend more time in the aisles. And if they ever move things around and you can't find anything, that's often on purpose as well. When the store gets rearranged, you can't run on autopilot. You have to search, which means you explore more shelves and see more things to buy. They'll even offer you a free sample. That feels like kindness, but free samples work because of a deep psychological rule called reciprocity. When someone gives you something, you feel a quiet obligation to give back, which nudges you toward buying. The free bite isn't generosity. It's an investment. And then the finish line, the checkout. By the time you get there, your brain is genuinely tired from hundreds of tiny decisions, and tired brains make impulse choices. So what's waiting for you, right at arm's reach while you stand in line with nothing to do? Candy, gum, chocolate, Small, cheap treats. It's the last little grab, timed for the exact moment your willpower is at its lowest. So step back and look at the whole machine. A mood-lifting entrance. A hunger-triggering smell. Essentials hidden at the back. The best profits at your eye level. Fake deals on the end caps. No clocks, slow music, free samples, and a candy ambush at the till. Every piece is aimed at one outcome. You spending more than you planned and feeling fine about it. But here's the good news, and it's the whole point. None of this works on a shopper who can see it. The tricks rely on you being on autopilot. The moment you know the milk is bait, that eye level costs you money, that the end cap isn't a deal, the spell breaks. You walk in with a list, you look up and down instead of straight ahead, and suddenly you're the one in control. The store was designed to shop you. Now you can shop it right back.